try that one too. Oh, look, we got brighter light. How about you back there, Zeffy? Oh, we can't see you. You're in the dark. Hang on. Oh, it's right. I can't figure out how this thing works, can I? God, that switch is tight. Hey, kia ora. Sorry, I'm fiddling around with switches here. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday. Let's see. We are in a shopping centre somewhere. And I know I talked about this morning that I didn't normally go out on Black Fridays and I stayed away from shops and all of this. But this place is like dead. There's hardly any cars out here, but then it's got a supermarket in it. It's one of those ones that have a supermarket, so and food places. So not a lot of options when it comes to Black Friday specials and things. Plus, we're also right down the back of the parking area, so away from all the craziness. But there's not a lot of cars here. I hope you've all had a super fantastic, sparkling, fun Friday, and we have had a very, very quiet day. I got some work done this morning. Then had to help somebody with their mailbox power account before I started work. Got lunch. Had an issue with Apple because my Apple ID was not working. It wouldn't let me into my account. And so I called them up to find out, spoke to the guy on chat to find out. And it turns out that apparently some fraudulent charges that I had reported because I had no emails or anything like that had caused my account to be closed down. So my Apple ID was disabled. And I'm like, okay, for a start off, if I've got something coming up that's due to be paid, why was I not notified if it's an annual subscription? And they're like, oh, and I said, and this one's not appearing on my, and like this, you need to go ahead to the purchases. I said, well, I'm now on my purchases, and I said, I don't see any of these charges there. And he goes, oh, try now. And I'm like, what? So I refreshed the screen, and up popped these charges that they had refunded. So I could see what annual subscriptions I'd had refunded. I'm like, I said, these were not here when I just logged in. I said, you told me to refresh the screen and they suddenly appeared. They were not there when I looked the day of the fraudulent charge. Well, when you get something that you're suspicious about, you should give us a call and let us know, blah, blah, blah. And that way we won't shut down your Apple ID account. And I'm like, no. I said, you've got an annual subscription coming up. I says, how many people remember what their annual subscriptions are going to be? I says, I'm not that organized. But now it shows me I do. I need to go and figure out what all my annual subscriptions are for apps on my phone, put them into my calendar as to when the due dates are and what the price is going to be and blah, 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 blah. And all of that. It's like, that's just too much work. I don't want to. So got all that sorted out. But then there was an issue because I couldn't change my email. I said, it keeps telling me that it's an invalid email. And so I'm trying to get it away from one that I'm no longer going to be using. And I told them, I said, I'm not going to be using that email anymore, so I need to change it, but it won't let me change it to the one I want to use because it says invalid. Oh, well, that's because it's already tied to another account. I said, well, what other account? Because I only have the one account with you guys. And he goes, well, how many people are in your household? I go, myself and my dog. So they've got the guys from Apple Security calling me tomorrow. We've booked a time and everything to get all of this sorted out. And they said, oh, we send you receipts. I says, I have no receipts for any of these payments. I said, I went and checked the email, no receipts. I went and I looked in my purchases, nothing was there. I said, that's why I reported this stuff. Well, in future you should just do this. I said, well, your phone number needs to be changed on your thing, because when I Googled the phone number, up came all of these scam reports, news articles on these scam reports using that particular using that, and I gave them the exact wording and everything that was on there. I said, if you go Google that phone number, it comes up all these scam reports and how these miscellaneous charges are mysteriously start appearing on your charge cards. And he's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So you guys need to figure that out. So it was an interesting thing. But then I got on to work this afternoon. It was quiet. Everybody must have been out doing their Black Friday shopping or recovering from eating too much food yesterday. But it was like dead quiet. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay. So I just started working on different projects. Like one of the things they encourage us to do is to send out cards to people. So I was doing just to random people that come through the help desk and things. And so I was working on that and working on those. So I got those done. And then I decided I wanted to design some new cards for 2022 for my personal use. So I started working on those. And then I did some transcriptions of a couple of videos, like really rough notes, and now I've got to go type them all up. So I kept myself busy, but it was really, I kept having to look at the screen and thinking, is this thing working? So the system that we use, it wasn't dinging enough, and I'm like, is this thing working? So, and then all of a sudden around 4 o'clock, a ding came in and kept me busy for the rest of the afternoon, for the last hour. So I had like 2 or 3 hours in there where there was like nothing, no action, no nothing. But I'm taking advantage of the quiet time because I know after this weekend, everybody's going to be into holiday mode with sending cards and sending gifts and everything. They're going to want to get automation set up. They're going to be wanting, well, can I send this out? Can I do this? So I know we're going to get a lot of questions coming in of people who are wanting to do holiday gift sending and all of that sort of stuff. So I am taking advantage of the peaceful time to get caught up on some of the projects that I have made for myself. And then, because I know starting next week, it's going to start getting really busy. And I'm sort of like, yes, into the busy time, because that's where I flourish. That's where I flourish, is when the pressure is on, my best seems to come. We went for Zeph's walk, and then I thought, Friday we usually have takeout. And so I just opened up the car door and put Zeffy in the car and got in, and we started driving. And I'm like, driving down the street, and I'm like, I really don't feel like getting any takeout. I've still got all of my charcuterie board stuff at home, which I didn't eat yesterday. In fact, I ate less yesterday than I normally eat in a day. So I was sort of like, well, so I have all my charcuterie board stuff at home. And I'm like, why don't I just go and eat, and nibble on that stuff? And so I was like, okay, so we're going to find somewhere to pull over, do the live, and then we're going to head back home. And Zeffy likes her routine. So where are you, Zeff? You going to say hi to everybody? Zeffy, hey. Hey, girl. Sweet girl. Zeffy girl. Oh, she's upset with me. I forgot about that. We're out walking tonight, and there was a lady coming towards us with looked like a black German Shepherd, but it was not much bigger than Zeffy. It was a very small German Shepherd. I don't know how old the dog was, but that's what it looked like. It looked like a pure black German Shepherd, and it was small, but bigger than Zeff. And so I'm on the right side of the road, the woman's on the left side of the road, and I look over, and all of a sudden she's falling down. Like she had moved, and I thought she had moved over, but she had noticed that one of those inflatable Santas in one of the park models was not standing upright. It was caught. So she stepped into the garden area to straighten it up, and her dog pulled her over, and she ended up landing on top of this. The guy had a tow trailer, this plastic tow trailer in his garden that was all lit up with all the Christmas decorations on. And so she ended up rolling on top of that, and I'm sort of like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And it's like, hang a sec. And so I managed to tie Zeffy's leash around a pole that was across the street and told her to stay, went over, held onto the dog, and I said, can I help you up? And she said, well, if you can hang on to the dog. So I held onto the dog for her while she got herself up. Because she said, if I can roll over, I can then get up, but I can't do it with the dog. So I got her all set up and everything else. Then she went to the door and knocked on the door and explained to them what she had done and the damage she had done in their gardens and stuff. So when she finished, we've got some pops going on. Are they fireworks, Zeff? Is it fireworks or gunshots? I'm not sure which. Let's stop now. What was it, Zeff? Did you see? And so, so I handed her back the dog, and then Zeff and I went on our walk. And I saw her as we were leaving the park and the resort, and she said she felt stupid, but she was feeling fine otherwise. And thanked me for the help that I'd given her. So Zeffy's doing her thing got her nose out the window right now. But anyway, so that was our excitement for the evening. So now we're going, although we just heard some pops, which were either fireworks, like crackers, or it was gunshots. Not sure which. Couldn't tell very well. But anyway, we're out of here. We're going to head back home and have some leftovers from yesterday for dinner tonight. We'll have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Shake It Up Saturday. Hei konara.